Theirs was a whirlwind romance fit for a Hollywood movie. She was the rising pop star, he was a comedian-turned-actor who was just breaking into the US, and from their very first date, Katy Perry and Russell Brand were smitten. "You're a mermaid and I'm drowning," Russell told the teenage dream singer as he drove her home in September 2009, before gifting her with a sensational black diamond necklace. A besotted Russell popped the question just 3 months later in a tent at the foot of a mountain in India on New Year's Eve. They tied the knot in a lavish Indian ceremony in October 2010 and got matching Anyugakati Pravaha tattoos, translated as "go with the flow." But just months in, rumors of trouble in paradise began to swirl. Recovered drug addict Russell, then 36, and his 25-year-old wife were said to be clashing over everything from her partying and when to have children through to his stand-up jokes. Get the news you want straight to your inbox. Sign up for a Mirror newsletter here. What's more, her mammoth 122-date California Dreams tour kept her away from home, and the accompanying Part of Me documentary showed Katy repeatedly curled up crying in her dressing room after yet another long-distance row with her husband. And a source told the Mirror at the time they quickly realized they had nothing in common. Russell left his party lifestyle behind a long time ago because it nearly killed him. All he wanted to do is stay at home, do his yoga, keep his demons away and have a family with Katy, the source said. But when Katy had rare time off from her touring, all she wanted to do was go out partying in Hollywood. After the high of the wedding, reality kicked in. Katy was away all the time. Russell couldn't handle it. Another problem was that Russell wanted to start a family but Katy didn't feel ready. "Russell really wanted me to have children, and I knew I wasn't ready," she told Marie Claire of wanting to steer the course of her own life. "I think it was part of, if I have a kid, it'd have to be home more." Even comedian David Baddiel, who was good friends with Russell, attended their wedding, said the warning signs were there before they even got hitched. He once recalled, "I was there. Russell did tell me that they had a big row the night before they got married. I did think when he said that, of asking, 'Are you sure?' But I didn't say that. Perhaps I should have done." For Katy's part, she was apparently furious when she went to surprise her husband at a stand-up gig only to find him making jokes about their marriage. Furthermore, she claimed the presenter and actor struggled with her success and power. "At first when I met him he wanted an equal, and I think a lot of times strong men do want an equal, but then they get that equal and they're like, I can't handle the equalness," she later told Vogue. "He didn't like the atmosphere of me being the boss on tour. So that was really hurtful, and it was very controlling, which was upsetting." Twice they drafted statements announcing plans to take time apart, but withdrew them at the last minute, it was claimed, before things finally came to a head when Katy gave Russell her wedding ring back after a huge row before Christmas. A source told the Mirror Russell responded by flying back to London with his mum Barbara while she flew to Hawaii with friends and turned her phone off, further inflaming the situation. Katy had apparently only meant to call his bluff, but instead Russell blindsided her by filing for divorce and informing her by text on New Year's Eve. Katy was surprised that Russell didn't come running back, but she had met her match. "They are both strong-willed people and there has been a lot of game playing going on," the insider continued. Despite the writing being on the wall, Katy was devastated, telling the Sunday Times in 2013 that she got a good knock. "I was in bed for about 2 weeks. I was pretty FK'd, yes. It hurt a lot," explained the star, who reportedly retaliated by taunting vegan Russell with a picture of a half-eaten Big Mac. She continued, "Unfortunately, although I had the outward self-identity, I didn't have the inner kind. I hadn't built that up. My self-worth was in someone else's hands, which is never a good idea, because it can be taken from you at any time. And it was shattered." Meanwhile, Russell blamed her pop career for the split, blasting, "I'm associated with the very thing I detest, vapid vacuous, plastic, constructed, mindless celebrity." But there was no going back. Their divorce was made official 10 years ago today, with Katy famously signing her papers with a heart and a smiley face. In the years that have come since, Russell, who now has 2 children with his yoga teacher wife Laura Gallagher, has had nothing but nice things to say about his ex. And when Katy announced her pregnancy with fiancé Orlando Bloom, Russell shared a video about overcoming heartbreak. "I have come away from that experience and I still feel very warm towards her," he said in 2017. "When I hear about her or see her, I think, ah, Terry's that person in the world." Do you have a story to share? Email webfeatures@trinitymirror.com.